テレ東BIZ。
カナダの産業政策の司令塔を務めるシャンパーニュイノベーション科学産業省。来日はこの半年間で実に3回に及びます。
I think it's unprecedented in a way, and certainly for a Canadian minister, but it just shows the strength of the relationship we want to build with our Japanese friends and allies. There's so much we can do together, and hopefully my presence is welcome, so we strengthen the partnership we have together.
滞在中は日本の企業を積極的に訪問。カナダへの投資を呼びかけています。
Well, we live in a world where there's a lot of challenges, and I think stability, predictability, and the rule of law is an high demand and short supply. And when I think about the challenges, I would probably say that Canada is the partner of choice to Japan. We know that food security, energy security, supply chain resiliency is on the mind of business leaders, citizens, political leaders. And I think Canada, in that sense, can play a big role to ensure that we have more resilient supply chain, that we can develop critical minerals together, that we can look at semiconductors manufacturing together. My message to Japanese industry is that Canada is the partner of choice. And certainly I think Canada, when you look at the complementarity with Japan, we have the perfect match.
今最も力を入れているのが EV、電気自動車関連の分野です。カナダには電気自動車のバッテリー生産に欠かせないコバルトやリチウムなどの鉱物資源が多くあり、豊富な天然資源を武器にさらなる投資を呼び込みたい考えです。
I think today Canada is the only country of the G7 which has all the critical minerals in order to be able to build batteries and to build semiconductors. You know, Japanese, by the way, invented the lithium-ion batteries, so it's only natural that we want more Japanese companies. Today, we hosted a roundtable with some of the big names in Japan industry, and there is a clear willingness and desire to do more together. I think people see the strategic imperative. Now what we need is speed and scale.
こうした中、
China is an increasingly disruptive global power. The central tenet of our Indo-Pacific strategy is acting in Canada's national interests without compromising our values.
カナダは去年11月、初めてとなるインド太平洋戦略を発表。この中で中国が国際的な秩序を乱す破壊的な大国になっていると指摘し、抑圧的な中国には対抗していくと表明しました。このためインド太平洋地域でのカナダ軍の存在感を高めていくとしたほか、地域の国々との関係強化に今後5年間でおよそ2300億円を投資していく計画です。シャンパーニュ産業省は中国への対抗には民主的な国同士の関係強化が鍵だと言います。
So we're launching this new Indo-Pacific strategy, and I think that Canada strengthening its relationship with Japan is very strategic for both of us. Democracies needs to rely more on each other when it comes to these very strategic supply chain, whether it's critical minerals, whether it's semiconductors, whether it's energy. More and more, I think our people expect us to deal with nations who share the same basic values around democracies, around human rights, around environmental standards, around labor standards. And as we look at the economy of the 21st century, we need to reduce our vulnerabilities. We need to make sure that these supply chains are organized in a way that would ensure resiliency for our economies.
カナダは去年5月、中国の通信大手ファーウェイなどの製品を国内市場から排除すると発表。さらに11月には中国系企業3社に対して 鉱物資源を扱うカナダ企業への投資を解消するよう命じました。中国政府はこれに猛反発。中国はカナダに対して中国企業の不当な抑圧をやめるよう求める。しかし、
Well, we need to protect our national security and our economic security. We want to make sure collectively that we would have access to critical minerals like nickel, like lithium, like cobalt, like graphites. And therefore, for me, we're standing firm. We said whenever we believe that this would be injurious to national security, we will block these transactions. And like I said, this is a message that resonated well with our partners and allies around the world, because those are the critical minerals that Japan will be needing, that South Korea will be needing, that our partners in Europe will need, that our American partners will need.
さらに日本が海外に多くを依存するエネルギーの分野でも連携を強化したいとしています。
What do you think about this dependence by Japan on Russian energy, and how could Canada help to,
Well, we want to help, especially with the war in Ukraine and the tension we see around the world. So obviously, Canada wants to see how can we support our Japanese friend when it comes to energy. Obviously, we have LNG Canada, which is already supplying part of the LNG need for Japan. We're also looking how we can expand that, because I think this is the kind of strategic partnership we need to build.
インド太平洋地域との関係強化をかつてない勢いで進めるカナダ。日本との連携は今後ますます重要になってくると強調します。
You know, we have presented an Indo-Pacific strategy, and I think me coming to Japan to talk to industry and to talk to political leaders, that's the Indo-Pacific strategy in action. And I think Canada has what Japan needs for its economic security, for its prosperity. And I think the more we do together, like I said, we're going to bring more stability, more predictability that would lead to prosperity, both in Canada and Japan. I think the 21st century is certainly, we're going to see a lot happening in the Indo-Pacific region. And I think the more we strengthen the relationship between Canada and Japan, that's going to help as well to provide this kind of stability and predictability in the region.
最後までご覧いただきましてありがとうございます。テレビ東京の経済ニュース、経済番組をもっと見たいという方は、こちらの画像をクリックして動画配信サービステレ東BIZにアクセスしてください。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。